Good morning, ladies. Happy Saturday. I'm excited to do a little video for you guys today. And I am back in Wisconsin, which has actually been good. It's actually been really nice. So it's been okay after all my trips down south. It was actually chilly down there. So coming back here and having it be pretty nice has been good, an easy transition. So I'm excited today to talk to you guys about criticism because it's something that comes up for all of us when we're getting started in our business, especially, and it can be really hard. So I want to talk about how to navigate that and not allow it to totally stop you or get you off track as far as what it is that you want to create. So as you guys get on, I see a few of you joining, but tell me who's on, say hello. I always like to see who's on, and happy Saturday. I hope you guys have fun and exciting plans. Good morning, Lisa. Glad you're here. I hope you get out and enjoy the weather. It's awesome today, and tomorrow's supposed to be really good. Oh, and it's St. Patty's Day. I keep forgetting. And new moon. Yes, happy new moon. Happy St. Patty's Day. Hey, Desiree, Brooks. Glad you guys are all here. So I'm excited about today's topic because criticism, it goes way back for me, and a lot of times I talk about being highly sensitive, and I definitely am. And so for those of us who are highly sensitive, we're highly sensitive to criticism. So when we get this, it can really impact us in a huge way and truly just kind of take us off of our game and really make us question ourselves. It just really hits home for us a lot differently than it does for a lot of other people. They can just kind of brush it off and they're like, oh, whatever. But for us, it can be like, oh my gosh, kind of like a little jab to the heart. So when we're getting started in our business, a lot of times what happens is that you're going to start hearing from other people. A lot of times maybe your friends or your family start questioning your choice, and they're going to be like, are you sure that's the right thing to do? Can you really make money doing that? For me, it was a big thing. I spent all this time going to chiropractic school and becoming a doctor, and then I decided to do coaching, and everyone's like, what about your degree? You spent all this time and this money getting this degree, and now you're not even using it. What a waste. So I got that a lot. Just a lot of questions about making you question whether you're doing the right thing. And then there's going to be things that come up, especially this might come up from family, as far as if you have your own business, what about not having benefits or not having, retirement or, all those things that you have with a more traditional job. And truly, a lot of people don't even really get what having an online business is, or being a coach or health coaching. They think it's just some woo-woo, not a real thing. And so then once again, they just don't really get it. And will probably give you a lot of questions about it. And when this happens, we can really start to doubt ourselves, and we can be like, oh my gosh, maybe they're right. Maybe I really can't make this work. Maybe I should go get a job. Maybe this is silly. Maybe I'm being unrealistic. And all those thoughts start popping up. And truly, this can be really hard when you're first getting started because you don't really know what to expect. You don't really know how everything's going to work out. We can't know that until we just get started and start rolling with it. Priscilla, I'm so glad you're here. And I know you're in Denver, which I think is awesome because I was just there. So those were a lot of the things. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, so another thing that's going to pop up is people trying to give you advice about how you should run your business or what you should be doing. And it's kind of funny that this happens, but I had this happen all the time too, as far as people telling me what I should be doing to market or who I should be helping, or, and truly these people had no idea. People trying to give me advice that had no idea what they were talking about. And so you have to keep that in mind, that a lot of times the people who are maybe trying to help you really don't know what they're talking about. And if you're taking advice from people who have no idea how to run a successful business or a successful online coaching business, for example, my dad's an entrepreneur. He's a dentist, so he has a successful business, but he's not going to be able to help me start my online coaching business. Like, he has no idea about that. Like, sure, he knows, some stuff as far as being an entrepreneur and having your own business. But he definitely wouldn't be able to help me start my business and tell me what to do and tell me how to market and stuff. So, I think just knowing that what we do is very specific in how we do it. And so other people that don't understand that are not going to be the right people to be getting advice from. So I don't know if you guys have had that happen to you at all, as far as, people trying to give you advice or, trying to tell you what to do or what you need to do or what kind of help you need. But it can be really frustrating and not at all helpful. And if you guys have certain things that you find pop up for you when it comes to criticism and other people, saying things to you, let me know, because I can address those things specifically too. So some of the things, so don't want to take advice because it doesn't work from people that don't know what they're talking about. And truly, when this happens, you're not listening to your intuition then. You're getting sidetracked and you're listening to other people. Your intuition is really freaking smart, and it's guiding you in the right direction. As long as you're in touch with that and you can listen to it. So I think when we get too caught up in listening to other people, we get derailed from that and we start getting off track, and off the path that's leading us to where we need to go. So keeping that in mind. And a lot of times that can keep us just stuck not moving forward. Because instead of doing what we know we need to be doing and listening to that, we're listening to everyone else and spinning in circles and not doing the things that actually help us move forward. So that's definitely a big thing that happens. So let me know too, you guys, in the chat, if there's certain things that are popping up. But then what I want to do too is give you some advice as far as, what you can be doing that is going to help you not get sidetracked by this criticism. So Lisa says, it's not so much from friends or family, it's the fear of criticism from health professionals. Okay. Yeah. And so what specifically are you afraid of when it comes to health professionals? Just saying you don't know enough or, that you're not really qualified can be one thing that I know a lot of health coaches, might come against. And what I would say when it comes to this is that we're not trying to take the place of any sort of medical professional. We're not trying to do what they do. So I work with a lot of people, obviously, that are, not educated enough or not qualified. So you're not trying to do what a doctor would do. We're doing what a coach would do, which is really around lifestyle changes, around spirituality, around mindset, and around helping people actually make those changes. So I think it's helpful to remember that we can work alongside medical professionals. And, I work with a lot of people too who help people with depression and anxiety. That doesn't mean that you're becoming a therapist or that you have to be a therapist or, have that degree to help people. But it does mean that if the person you're working with needs additional help above and beyond what you're able to offer to work with them, that you should recommend that they also work with a holistic doctor, or they also work with their medical doctor if they're on prescriptions and so they need to work with a medical doctor, or a therapist, as well, or a psychiatrist if, they're on medication and stuff too. So you don't have to take it all on your own, and that's not what you're trying to do. You're not trying to replace those people. You're trying to step in and fill the spaces that the medical professionals or mental health professionals really aren't hitting on, the spots where they're missing. And if what they were doing worked for everyone, would be a lot healthier and happier. And that's just not the case. A lot of people are struggling, really, or suffering and just not happy. So our work is needed. It's really needed. And the other thing that makes us really stand out as coaches is that a lot of us are helping people from our own personal experience, which is just way more than any sort of medical professional can help, because they don't really get it if they haven't been there. And that's why I think coaching is so, so, so powerful. And that it's just, we get it, and we're helping people from a place of having been there and understanding the journey. So that's really what makes coaches stand apart as well. So Brittany was saying it's not just about the knowledge, it's about the kind of support we can provide. Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, you go to the doctor and you see them like, a couple times a year maybe. The coach, we're working along with people and we're helping them actually like implement those changes. So we're working with them, usually weekly, maybe bi-weekly, depending on how you're setting up your coaching package. But that's providing a lot of, support for people and accountability. And that's what people need. People don't need more information. Like, we are overwhelmed with all the information that is out there. So it's helping people actually take that information, dig through it and see what's actually right and, accurate, and then applying it to their lives. That's where people really, really need the help. So once again, like, don't worry, you're not trying to become a medical professional or say that you can do what they can do. That isn't in any way what you're supposed to be doing. And even when I was certified in functional medicine and working with people in that, I could run lab tests and everything, but I still a lot of times would send my patients to a holistic physician to work with them as well, because I couldn't handle, prescriptions and stuff. That just wasn't even my forte. And there were some things that I just, I knew weren't my specialty. So I'd just be like, let's also have you work with this person. And that's perfectly fine. You don't need to handle everything on your own. So if there's things that are better to refer, like, just do that. That's totally fine. Lisa says she's sitting here nodding and agreeing with that. Yeah. So, there's so much that you can do to really help people, which is awesome. And so, I want to see where I want to go next. I want to say one of the things too, that I think comes up for a lot of us is that a lot of people who go on to start a business and become an entrepreneur, a lot of times are, what I'd like to say as a seeker. And I know I am. And even when I've done like certain personality tests, or maybe it was like an archetype test or something, like seeker always comes up for me. And so for those of us who are seekers, we like to try a lot of different things. And we're kind of on a mission to, figure life out or figure ourselves out. And through that process, I think we have to try a lot of different things. And so sometimes I know Brittany, you were talking about this, but sometimes our family, our friends are just like, you're crazy. Like, you're always doing something new. You can't stick with something. You're doing one thing one time and then you're doing something else. And this has totally been like my story as I've gone. And I mean, some of you guys know this, but my undergrad degree is in interior design. And then I went and I became a chiropractor. And then I ended up doing nutrition. And then I was doing, health coaching, and now I'm doing business coaching, and it's all been okay. And I use all of that stuff that I've learned. And even through undergrad, like, I did graphic design, I did kinesiology, I did a little bit in psychology and business. Like, I was all over the place because I was figuring it out. Like, I didn't know. And I had all these different interests, and I had to try it out to see. And throughout the process too, like, I've moved probably since I've graduated from high school, 20 times, maybe even more than that. So, I'm definitely someone that just, I have to learn through experience, and a lot of us do, but a lot of people hold themselves back from giving themselves the chance to learn through experience because they're so afraid of making mistakes. So I think take it as a good thing if you're someone who's willing to try different things and put yourself out there and experience those new things. And if you are getting from people you're crazy or you can't stick with anything and, oh, she's just trying something else again, just let it go. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but truthfully, if you think about it, like everyone is so much more focused on themselves and their own life than they are on anything that you're doing. And if they want to put their 2 cents in, like that's fine, but it's truthfully usually more of a reflection of what's going on for them, and maybe why what you're doing is making them uncomfortable, maybe because they wish they were doing it or they had more guts to try new things. So just kind of knowing that. Jody says definitely on a mission, and she relates to the moving and exploring yourself. Yeah, like that's the best way to learn. Like, how do we figure out what we want and who we are unless we're able to try different things? So Priscilla says interior design is what she was trying to do before she refocused on nutrition as well. Always learning and moving forward. Yeah, like, and the cool thing is, like, I've always had this passion and kind of like this drive to do like art and being more creative, because I love that. And as you can see, like, I love photography and stuff too. But then I also had this drive to really help people. And after I got through with my degree in interior design, I was just kind of like, this isn't really giving me the fulfillment that I really want. I want to be doing something kind of like on a deeper level. And that's why I ended up going on and becoming a chiropractor then. So, but I still use all of my design stuff. Like, I still use so much of it in my marketing and the stuff that I do in my business. So it's really pretty cool. I still get to, use all that stuff. So it's not like, I did all these things and they were a waste of time and I regret it or anything like that. I definitely don't. So let all those people who are giving you crap, just let all that stuff just slide by and go. And you don't have to take it to heart. That's just, like I said, usually a reflection of their own stuff. So what are some things that we can do to not allow this criticism to just like derail us and take us off path? So I would say number one is getting clear on what it is that you really want and your vision for yourself and your business and your life. And for me, it took doing all those different steps, all the moving, and I'm still doing it. Like, it's never ending. All the different degrees and stuff I've done to figure out what I do want. And so, now I feel pretty clear about it. Of course, it's going to change in the future again. But when you know what you want, then you can go after it. So Jody's saying positive affirmations. Yeah, definitely. Very helpful. And so getting clear on what you want. So when I wasn't clear on what I wanted, that's when I was kind of just like floating in the breeze and like going everywhere. And part of it, I think I needed the experience of doing different things to get clear on what I wanted. But part of it was that I didn't trust myself, and that I would look to outside people to see what I was supposed to be doing. So I did a lot of this, like I shadowed a ton of doctors when I was a chiropractor, and I was almost like I didn't trust myself enough to do my own thing, and I thought I had to be doing like what someone else was doing, or like kind of step into their shoes or model them. And so finally, like, I realized that I can do my own thing. Like, I can trust myself and I can follow my own path instead of trying to follow someone else's path and try to become that person or, do exactly what it is that they're doing. So I think knowing what you want and being okay with following your own path and not feeling like you have to try to follow someone else's path is the first step. So Molly was saying she stagnated as a nurse, so she went back to finish her degree and then realized that it was no longer her passion, and she quit to homeschool her kids, which made one of her professors nearly faint. And definitely had to grow a thick skin. Yeah, so a lot of times when I tell, Jody says she put her career aside to homeschool too. Like, yeah, you have to follow like where your heart is telling you. If it's telling you to like homeschool your kids and do that, like, do it. Like, you're being led to do these different things, and you can't let other people's opinions dictate what you do in your life. When I would tell people that I was a chiropractor, but now I'm doing coaching, like I would get looks like, Like, I mean, the looks I would get from people is like ridiculous. And I would just be like, yeah, whatever. Like, that's what I'm doing. So, suck it up and stop giving me crap. So Lisa's saying, oh, Lisa too stayed home to homeschool as well. Ran law firms to stay home. Yeah. So a lot of us, like, we all have our own path, be okay with it. Don't let other people, dictate where you're going and what you're doing. I think that's really important. Let me just see if there was one other. Brittany was saying she remembered me saying something a few weeks ago about writing out your vision every day. Yeah, definitely. Write out your vision every day. I do this, truthfully, almost every day. I don't know if I get it like every day, but pretty close. On the weekends, sometimes I take a little time off. But it gets me so excited. I'm like, yes, this is what I'm doing and what I'm going towards. And the more you do that, the more it becomes real to you. And that's really what it is. I want to talk about this too, because this is part of the steps that I'm going to give you. But getting clear on your vision, writing it out, like really stepping into that is huge as far as helping you move towards it. So don't compromise on your vision is number 2 that I want to give you. So when I started my business, I knew I wanted an online business. I knew I wanted that freedom and flexibility, but I told myself that first I had to start a nutrition business that was more like traditional, working out of an office. And then when I made money doing that, I could do what I really wanted to be doing, which was having an online coaching business. So obviously, like, my business didn't work, the nutrition business that I tried to do out of the office. Like, I did all this networking in person and all this stuff that I hated doing. I wasn't passionate about it. I didn't even really want to be doing it. So don't say that you have to do something that you don't want to be doing in order to do what it is that you really want to be doing. Like, just go for what it is that you really want to be doing first. That makes so much more sense, and it allows you to get to where you want to be going faster. I think taking that in mind too. So Jody was saying, putting yourself out there is scary at times, so no support from the family. Yeah, so that can be hard if you feel like you're not getting support from your family, which is why I think it's really important to get support from other people who are doing similar thing, which is why I have this group, so all of us can support each other. And I think it's really good if you can connect with other people and support people who, like I said, are doing a similar thing to you, so who are starting businesses as well. So if you can't get that support from your family and your friends, like, look to other people who are doing similar things that can support you, because it's important to have support. So this is a big one. Stop asking people's opinions and asking for their approval. Stop asking for it. You don't need it. So don't even bring it up. Don't ask them. Gosh, I used to do this all the time. What do you think if does this sound like a good idea? Don't ask other people unless you're asking someone that is knowledgeable and can give you good advice. But don't ask for approval from your friends or family as far as what it is that you want to be doing, because you don't need it. Do what you want to be doing. Nobody else knows what's right for you. Nobody else knows what's best for you. You don't need to get anyone else's approval to do what it is that you want to do. And don't ask advice from people who are not able to give you good advice. That just makes sense. So one of the things that I say, like, when you're starting your business, I think it's important to, Molly says preach, definitely. When you're starting your business, it can be, one of the things that can be helpful is protecting your vision. It's actually Julia Cameron who writes The Artist's Way, and she talks about this in her book. But she says to keep your vision for what it is that you're looking to create almost a secret, except for people who are really supportive. Like, you can tell them, but for people who aren't, don't even talk to them about it. Don't tell them about it. Don't open yourself up to that criticism or that feedback that you don't want to get. So it's almost like, this little baby bird that we're hatching and we're having to take care of and raise that vision for ourselves when it's first getting started. So protect it, and don't feel like you have to tell everyone about what you're doing, and tell them, each step on the way, like where you are and, how many clients you have and whatever. Like, other people don't need to know that information. So if you find when you're putting it out there that you're getting feedback that is making you, doubt yourself, just don't even put it out there. Just kind of keep it on the DL. So I think that can be helpful as well. Okay. So I know a lot of you guys know about manifesting, and, our thoughts and our thoughts become things, really, kind of that way of thinking about things. And there's so much, really like science that supports this with vibration and all that stuff. And if you're not really familiar with the law of attraction, like, start looking it up, because it's really cool when you start diving into it. But the important part about this is that our thoughts really do become what happens, or what we create in our life. And also, so does our words and what we're saying. So when people are asking you how it's going, or people are asking you questions about your business and you're first getting started, and I knew this happened to me all the time I was first getting started, and people were like, well, how many clients do you have? How's it going? I was like, damn it, stop asking me. Like, I'm just freaking getting started. Like, chill out. So, just say it's going well. It's going good. Like, I have some clients, whatever. Even if you don't, like, if it's people, whatever, you tell the truth to the people who are supportive, and, to your significant other or whatever, if he's supportive as well. But, the people that don't need to know, just tell them what just tell them what you want to tell them, and you can tell them how you want it to be. There's a lot of books that talk about this. Like, we get so caught up in truth as the truth that we see it. But the truth as we believe it is truth as well. So it's just the truth that hasn't quite happened yet, as far as us being able to see it in our physical reality. But if you're dead set on the fact that you're going to have a successful coaching business, you believe it to the bottom of your heart, and you're taking action to make it happen, aligned action, it's going to happen. As long as your thoughts and your beliefs are on point and you're taking action, it's going to happen. So you can speak as if. You can speak how you want it to be. And so I know that can seem hard because we're like, oh, I can't do that. It's like lying. It's really not. So, sometimes you want to give some little fibs there and there, as far as they're not really fibs, but, as far as not what we're really seeing in our physical reality, like, you can do that. It's fine. It's what you're creating right now. So, and then the other things I'd say, just trust yourself and know that what you're doing is best for you. So nobody else knows what's best for you. Only you do. So trust yourself and do what you want to do. We're not living life to make money so that we can retire someday. We're living life to learn, to enjoy, to do the work that we're meant to do, to create the life that we want to be living. So do that. Like, allow yourself to do that. Don't try to trap yourself in this little cage of, I should do this, I should do that, I have to be responsible. Just live the life you want to live. Like, I think that's so important. Brittany says, yeah, when she's writing out her vision, I state things as I am, not I will. Yeah, I am doing this. I am with this person. This is what I'm seeing. You can write it out as if it's already happened, because, so it is. Like, you write it out, take action on it, it will happen as long as you believe it. And the more you visualize, the more you write out your vision, the more you do a vision board and look at that, the more those things are going to happen. That's really all it takes. Watch the negative self-talk. When that negative self-talk comes in, notice it, and just say, zip it. We all have negative self-talk. You can't shut it off. But just when you hear it, don't let it run away on the crazy train of blah, 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 blah. Just notice it and then, you know, say, okay, I hear you, but I'm not gonna go there. And instead bring yourself back to the present moment, whatever it is that you're working on, you know, your breath, you know, playing with your dog, you know, whatever like makes you peaceful and happy, and just bring yourself back to whatever it is that you're doing, instead of getting swept away in the crazy negative talk. Lisa says she likes the idea of writing it out as if it's already happened. Yeah, definitely. Always do that. Yeah, not I will be doing this. I see myself doing that. Like I am doing this. I am here. Yeah, makes a huge difference. So the last one, I just want to say this again. I mean, I already said it, but don't take advice from people that don't know what they're talking about. So, you know, people are going to want to give you a lot of unsolicited advice when you're getting started with your business. And I got this even from like my parents and stuff, and oh, you should be working with these people, and you're narrowing your niche down too far. You're not going to have enough people to work with, you know, all this stuff. Like, they had no idea what they were talking about. So I could have listened to them and did things that wouldn't have served me, but I knew they didn't know what they were talking about. So I didn't listen to them. I was just like, oh yeah, thanks, whatever. And then just went and did my own thing. So Lisa says she's been imagining herself as already being the success instead of wishful thinking. Calms her critter brain. Yeah, definitely. You know, think as if. It helps so much. Let me know, did anyone else have any questions? The comments are zooming by, so I think I might have missed some, and now I can't see what they were. Let me see if I can see them on here. So yeah, Priscilla says she's been working on this, helps with anxiety as well. Yeah, definitely. Like almost everyone has some anxiety, and this can definitely help with that. Okay, awesome. I think I got it. Oh, Brittany she's saying I get a lot of just put some ads out there. And she's like, oh yeah. And then they look at me like she's crazy when you talk about niche. Yeah, so definitely, like, people don't get it. And there's a lot of things that you can do to market yourself, but if you don't really know what you're doing, they're not going to necessarily work out. So it's a little more complicated than some people think, as far as like, just do this, just do that, you know. There's a plan behind it, and truthfully, like, you can spend a lot of time just trying random things that aren't going to work out. So you're much better off just you know, getting help from a business coach or someone that's done it before that can really put you in the right direction. And Lisa says she doesn't talk details with friends and families, just with her mastermind group and hubby. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, friends and family, they don't need to know all the details. And so just tell the people who really get it and who, you know, you trust and who aren't going to give you crap. And so one other thing I wanted to talk about, so I know this is where a lot of people get stuck too, is just sometimes on their significant other not really understanding what it is that they're trying to create and really the support they need to make it happen. And a lot of times saying like, oh, just try it on your own for a while, or, oh, just, you know, do this. And they don't get it. They don't understand. You know, nobody starts a business without getting support, and usually learning from someone who's already done it. So don't think that a coaching business is any different and that you should know how to start it without getting any support or, you know, learning from someone who's done it. So, you know, the people who say just try it on your own and it's not worth. Sorry, I got a call. Don't listen to those people, or don't listen to that. Just, you know, trust yourself. You know what you need. And if your spouse or your significant other is really supportive, trust yourself enough to say, to know what it is that you need, and then to, instead of asking for their approval, to say, you know, this is what I know what I need to move forward with my business. Will you support me in this? So that really helps too. You're not looking for their approval, you're looking for their support in your decision as far as what it is that you need. So let me know if anyone else had any questions. Oh, Brittany said she got my message. Yeah, I'm excited to chat with you too, Brittany. Very, very excited. And I still remember the first time we chatted. So That's what I had for you guys today on criticism. Don't let it derail you. We all get it when we're getting started. I got it all the time when I was getting started. Like I said, I got those crazy looks, like people looking at me like, what the heck are you thinking? There's still a lot of people that don't even understand what I'm doing. Pretty sure, I think my family is getting in a little bit more, but you know, most of my friends probably don't really understand what I'm doing. I mean, my good friends do, but you know, acquaintances and whatever, people from high school and college, like you can be worried about what all those people think about you, or you can just be like, whatever, I'm doing my own thing and I don't give a crap what anyone thinks about me. And that makes life a lot better to do it that way. So, yeah, so I hope you guys all have a beautiful rest of your Saturday. It's really nice here, so I'm definitely going to get out and walk with my pup and little Bailey Bop. And Priscilla says, thanks. Yeah, thank you, Priscilla. I'm glad you guys joined. Thank you, everyone that joined. Like, it's always nice to have you guys on and get a little interaction so I don't feel like I'm just chatting with myself. Hey, Amy, you're welcome. Lisa, you're going to the zoo? Yes, Violet Zoo. I love it. Have fun. Have fun at the zoo. That's always fun. So have a beautiful Saturday, everyone, and let me know if you have any questions. If you watch the replay and you have questions, let me know as well. Yeah, thanks, Jody, for joining as well. You're very welcome. So wishing you guys all a beautiful weekend, and I will talk to all of you guys soon. Bye. Bye. Thanks, Lisa. Talk to you later.